What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. So this is basically going to be a quick reaction video to the Netherlands versus Senegal game that just happened in the FIFA World Cup, of course. Group A, Netherlands winning 2 goals to nil, and this is basically going to be my instant reaction. So without any further ado, let's just get down to it. So first, let me just start by saying this game arguably was the best game of the FIFA World Cup up until now. We have seen 3 games in the World Cup so far. Wales versus USA will kickstart in a few minutes, but we're not talking about that. But so far, in my opinion, this was the best game of the World Cup. Quite balanced from both teams right from the get go. Senegal, especially, started really well. In the first half, I think they were more dominant compared to Netherlands. Netherlands were struggling a bit. They had the chances as well, but Senegal was threatening more. They were at getting a lot more of the ball in the final third. Just that their finishing was a little disappointing on the evening, and that is exactly where my point comes in. I think overall, as a team performance, Senegal were decent, not that bad, but they missed their main man. They definitely missed Sadio Mane up front today. Definitely, that was classic example of Senegal missing their main man, the man who actually gets them the goals in big fixtures. In fixtures like this, like you would have expected Sadio Mane to get Senegal the goals in this year's World Cup, but unfortunately that did not happen. They failed to score today, and despite having 15 attempts, 4 of them which were on target, of course 15 compared to Netherlands' 10. So Senegal had more shots on more attempts compared to their opposing team. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to this fact that I think Senegal definitely missed Sadio Mane up front. His finishing has been prolific for the last few seasons for Liverpool. It took some time in settling down at Bayern Munich, but he's found his rhythm, and unfortunately, his influence was clearly missing from the Senegal team. But nonetheless, there were a few good performances from the Senegalese players in there. Idrissa Danage was really good. Cheikhou Kouyaté was good on the evening. Unfortunately, he had to go off. Ismail Assar, he was causing some real troubles too. Matthias De Ligt at the back. De Ligt being forced to eventually get a yellow card. He was like constantly fouling Ismail Assar, and Ismail Assar was making those incredible runs from that left hand side. So I think he was one of the best players for Senegal today. All right, now speaking of the first goal that Netherlands scored on the evening, right at the death, to be honest, like they scored at the 84th minute, courtesy of the header from Cody Gakpo. So in my opinion, of course, assisted by Frankie De Jong. In my opinion, I think that goal could have been prevented if Edouard Mendy was a little bit more quicker in terms of his reaction. Like his late reaction led to a very clean header from Cody Gakpo. Like he came out, he tried to punch it away, but it did not work. And Gakpo got a real clean header, perfectly timed. And yeah, that's when Netherlands broke the deadlock. Despite being sort of on the back foot in the early stages of this match, they sort of found their rhythm in the second half. And I personally think that one man who needs to play almost every game if possible for Netherlands this time around is, of course, their main man up front, Memphis Depay. As soon as he came on, the game changed. As soon as he came on, Depay knows how to turn up in this Netherlands team. He knows that he has a responsibility for his Dutch national team, for this Dutch national team. He knows that this is a lot different compared to when he plays for Barcelona, because in Barcelona you obviously have so many other crucial attackers, but here a lot of it is actually relied on Memphis Depay, and he is the one who has to take the responsibility to create the chances, score the goals, and he did. I think he turned this game perfectly, coming on at the 60th minute mark, and then of course he went on to create that second goal as well. His shot was saved by Mendy. But yeah, overall as a team, I think Netherlands still have a few places where they could definitely improve, especially at the back. Virgil van Dijk, once again, very good in my opinion. And I'm not being biased. I'm just saying, because if I was being biased, I wouldn't have said this, because Nathan Ake was also very good in my opinion at the back. And one more man who I think is like was constantly threatening the Senegal defense was, of course, Denzel Dumfries. He, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated wing backs on the planet right now, especially if you guys have watched Inter Milan play. He is so effective on that right hand side, and he just proved why he's so good while he goes forward. But yeah, overall, I think the Dutch national team, like I said, has a few places where they could obviously improve. They were sort of outplayed in the first half. Let's be honest, they did not take their chances. Frankie De Jong especially missing that crucial chance. I have no idea what he was doing there. Frankie De Jong missed one of the best opportunities in this entire game. It fell nicely for him. He should have taken the first time shot. He did not. He waited a bit and then he tried to pass it on to someone else. And it was just a mess from there onwards. They struggled in the first half against Senegal. So you could like expect what would happen if they sort of like crossed paths with one of the more bigger teams in the tournament, like maybe a Germany, maybe a Spain. From that perspective, I think there are a few places where Louis van Gaal could have his men improve. Overall, Senegal now in a must-win situation against Ecuador. Their next game is against Ecuador. And yeah, that's it for this instant reaction. Like my overall take, I think both Senegal and Netherlands can improve going forward, especially Senegal. Of course, they have to work on their finishing, and I think they're definitely missing the main man Sadio Mane up front. With that being said, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, the subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one.